All right, everybody, here we are. It's 2018. Bowjunky Media. Greg Poole here, along with my relatively common counterpart, Darren Christianberry. How we doing, Darren?
Man, I can't help but be excited because it's Las Vegas. It doesn't get any better than this.
Absolutely. We are here at the South Point Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. This weekend's coverage brought to you by Cafaro International. Let's get this started. We got Michael Hubert. We got Blaze Ruffing, Zachary Harris, and Austin Taylor coming out in the Young Adult Championship compound. What place are these guys shooting out for?
My understanding is they're shooting for second, third, fourth, and fifth. I think first place has already been decided, and these guys are shooting for second through fifth.
Absolutely. And then we got Benton Christensen, Scott Starnes, and Yari Havisto in the compound championship senior division.
Yes, they're shooting for second, third, and fourth because Mr. Keith Trail has taken first place already.
Yes, Mr. Keith Trail did cinch this one without any contestation. So Keith Trail is the victor in the senior championship division. So we're getting ready to get started here, Darren. This is our first event of the year. I got those buzzy chills going. Yeah. Like, let's get this going.
Yeah, this is Vegas, and for those of you that have never attended Vegas, it's crazy exciting.
Scott Starnes from Crawfordsville, Indiana.
All right, here we go, Darren. This is the first official practice in. We got this. We got the senior championship compounders shooting alongside the young adults. So this is their first practice in, and as we were listening to Bruce Cole there, basically they're going to shoot this practice in, then shoot one end of regular scoring.
Yes.
And then that's the X.
Yeah, using the Vegas 10 for the first official round, and then it goes to the baby X, and that's when things get interesting.
Absolutely, and I can't help but notice right now, especially on these guys here on the end in the senior division, Yari and Scott, the lighting on the archers is not like it was during the shoot.
It's really this stage lighting they've got is like really in your face and super bright. So even where they practiced and warmed up, it was different. So, but it looks like it's not affecting their impact right now.
Not a whole bunch. No, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the middle down there. So
of course it is practice. So
right, but basically, I think what I was getting at is that change in lighting can change the what you perceive the size of your peep as.
For sure, yeah. If lefts and rights, ups and downs, it's not uncommon to have to move your sight, changing your lighting environments for sure.
Absolutely. So we got one more kid down there to finish his practice in. So that's gonna conclude the practice here. So we're getting ready to get this thing rolling.
It's about to get real.
That's it. Next up, actually shooting for score here in Vegas. All right, here we go, Darren. This is the first official scoring in here at the 2018 Vegas shoot. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Cafaro International. We got the Young Adult Championship Compounders and the Senior Championship Compounders up. We were just taking a look at the PSC leaderboard that basically we'll start getting some scores on it now. But this is the first official scoring in, so this should tell us a lot.
Oh, these guys! I mean, the pressure that they're under and the way they handle it, that's why they're out here. They know how to handle the nerves.
Absolutely. Scott Starnes lets down on his first arrow, gets that sideways look on his face.
He'll probably settle in and smash this one right in the middle too.
Absolutely. It's impressive to see these young kids down there just putting in work, and you weren't misspeaking when you what you said about Scott. He got that one right down there. So, but it's impressive to see these kids out there performing under this kind of pressure as well.
Just anybody that makes this stage and has to get out there and shoot in front of the cameras, the lights, and to be able to perform like they're in practice, it's impressive.
No doubt about it. Scott seems to be in the zone. He's got that look on his face. Looks like he's trying to control his breathing. Ben Christensen shot a 329 the other day, so that's pretty impressive. Did you see what Scott Starnes shot today, though?
It was a 299.29, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. He found that four-leaf clover nobody wants to find.
Those guys have been in enough shoot-offs, too. They're pretty comfortable out there right now. I know they're wanting to do well, and they are a little nervous, but they know how to handle it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Scott Starnes taking his time down there. There's some, look, these guys shoot against each other a lot, so there was some friendly conversation there between Scott and his competitors. No one's going to try to freeze anybody out on the senior, so they're going to hang tight, allow Scott to finish his shot, getting down to 11 seconds.
10.
And
a hooter.
That's a dandy there. So we're going to let these guys go down there now. For those of you that are not familiar with the Vegas scoring system, we have a little bit of a thing here where due to some past occurrences, we have 3 scoring judges that actually go down there. And the reason for that is all 3 judges score the arrow, report the arrow to Doug Joyce, and then Doug reports the consensus score to Bruce Cole, who calls it out. So let's see what we got here.
I know there's a reason for it.
Oh yes, because they've.
My thinking to speed things up would to be if there's a questionable arrow, then we have all 3 judges look at it. But I know they do each arrow that way.
Well, my personal opinion is Michael Holden with a 30, Holbert with a 30. My personal opinion is we score our own arrows the whole time, so until we need a judge, we shouldn't have to have a judge.
Yeah.
Blaze Ruffing with a 30. Kids coming out of the box swinging, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's my thing. We score our first arrow. We score our last arrow. Zachary Harris with a 30 is so we should be calling our own, basically, in this event. We should be calling our own arrows until we can't, and then there should be the judges there. But
we can police it unless there's a discrepancy, and then you call those judges
absolutely.
in.
Austin Taylor with a 30. So all 4 of the young adults come out with 30s.
It's young up-and-comers, the next Jesse Broadwaters, the talent from A to Z and young to old is ridiculous in this game right now.
Absolutely, and it said Benton Christensen comes out with a 30. Benton's kind of, he's known to all of us, but to a lot of the folks out there, Benton Christensen kind of flies under the radar.
Yeah, he does. He's real quiet, keeps to himself, but man, the guy's got some game.
Scott Starnes with a 30. I see a theme going here, Darren.
Yeah.
Now we got a couple close arrows here.
Yeah.
Javisto gets them all. So 30s across the board, and that's going to conclude our first end of scoring here at the 2018 Vegas shoot. So let's check out the PSC leaderboard and see what we got. All right, here we go, Darren. This is scoring end number 2. Now the Vegas X here counts as the 10, so the pucker factor is going to be on overdrive right now.
The pucker factor is up, and the 10 ring just got half the size it used to be.
Absolutely.
Perfect storm.
No doubt. So tied across the board here, so it's just a matter of seeing how things. Usually the first end going to X scoring, you'll usually, for the most part, lose about half the field, it looks.
Usually,
generally speaking.
It doesn't take long because, it's so easy to hit it, but it's so easy to miss it, too.
Absolutely. So looks like Haviston has a low one down there. We'll have to wait till the judges get down there to call it. But these guys are incredibly composed right now. Obviously, Benton and Scott have been in this position lots.
For sure. And I see some arrows on the spider. These guys aren't feeling any nerves right now. They're executing well.
Absolutely. I mean, this is look. This is, everybody calls this the Super Bowl of archery for a reason.
This is, in my opinion, the most prestigious tournament in the world, period. I mean, not only because it's got a big payout, but the best of the best from all over the world are here. And you have to survive 3 days of shooting to get to this point. So it's such a prestigious event. I love this
Absolutely.
tournament.
Scott Starnes did not look happy with that shot. He pulled up his binoculars pretty quick. He did not look super stoked on it. I can't see from here.
10 o'clock borderline-ish could be.
Absolutely. Havisto, I'm not sure if we're pronouncing his name right. I'm just going to call him Yari. Looks like he has 3 loose ones down there, but we'll wait. This young man up right now, he's taking his time, and he's got 2 minutes. He's going to use up every second.
Yeah.
Well, and that actually shows some pretty good discipline. He's
sure.
not getting nervous, and so here we go. We're going to get these. We're going to get the judges down here and see what we have for some scores. In the meantime, Darren, you know, it's super impressive. This shoot, this organization, this event has continued to grow. They had over 3,600 participants this year.
A bunch.
And as it continues to grow, it just doesn't seem like it's running worse. The bigger it gets, the better it seems to run.
I mean, literally, we're shooting in an hour and 40 minutes.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, I mean, you're no more getting started and your round's done. You know, and it's just such a great stage, and it takes a lot of people to make this happen. You know, the lights, the cameras, the backdrops, the targets, the target butts. It's just a huge event, and it's ran very, very well.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. So, I mean, you know, that is one of the things about this Hulbert with a 29.
Young Blaze, one of George Ryle's Hornets. He's a good kid, really good kid.
They're all standing back there waiting to hear the news. Blaze Ruffin with a 29, so 2 29s out of the gate so far. It's amazing to me to see the composure from practice. Obviously, when you start scoring, things are going to get a little bit tighter, but it's just incredibly impressive to shoot. I mean, how many people are in the crowd? That there's standing room only. They're standing up at the top. Over there on the sides, 29 for Harris. So we got 3 29s in a row here. So that's going to be interesting. 130 right here, and we have ourselves
Austin Taylor's target looks pretty tight down there too.
Yeah, well, all he needs is 3 X's here, and he will be taking second place all to himself. But it's impressive. Every bleacher that's open. Austin Taylor takes it. Second place.
Yep.
Second place in the championship compound young adult goes to Austin Taylor. Now, I wonder what they're going to do for the other ones. And the other 3, well, there's the answer. Bruce Cole just announced that the other 3 will continue to shoot to determine their final placement. So here we go. We have our 3 judges checking out our Benton Christensen with a 30.
That guy's been in enough shoot-offs now. He's getting pretty used to this.
That's a fact.
He always says he gets so nervous, but you don't just step up there and pop 3 Super X's and be really, really nervous.
So I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and based on the way Scott Starnes was reacting, he gave Benton Christensen some love as though to say congratulations.
Benton may have taken second place.
Absolutely. So waiting right here.
The senior division might be decided after these 3 arrows right
That's
here.
an absolute fact right there. I mean, this is I was just reading Scott's body language and the way he gave Benton some love.
Yeah.
Starnes with a 29.
Conceded the victory to
Benton
right
looks
there.
like. So Scott Starnes shoots a 29, and if Haviston doesn't have a Havisto, Yari doesn't have a 29 here either. That's going to wrap it up for the senior compound championship shoot-offs. Like I was saying earlier, it looks a little loose down there, but we're going to have to see what the judges say. Havisto with a 28, so that's going to wrap it up. Benton Christensen's going to be your second place finisher. Scott Starnes third, and Yari Havisto is going to finish that out. And we're going to move on to the next shoot-offs here. Let's check out our PSC leaderboard to see what we got going on in the young adult. All right, Darren, here we go. This is back to more shooting X's here
The
in
young
the
guns.
here in the young adult. Obviously, we're down to 3.
Do you know what age young adult is? Does that go, what, to 17 probably?
17 or 18, yes. Okay. Absolutely. So these guys are still tied. They're now shooting for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Still a prestigious finish in the sport.
It's high school kids out here just nailing the middle out of the target
in front of how many thousands? Yeah, in front of how many thousands?
And all the cameras and all the lights, and they're just shooting like they're in their backyard. That's awesome to watch.
Absolutely. This kid here looks like he's got his stuff together. His that's a little follow through on that one looked a little off. So I'll be curious to see. He looks up at the big screen here, but they were actually looking at him, not at the arrow. So he looked up there to see what the arrow is, and there he goes. There he got the shot. So it's going to be one of those things where, like you said, they're shooting at a little bit of ooh there on the Blaze Roughing one, and he actually tried to give that some of the onion. And
I think Blaze had the door. He had the door wide open right there, I think.
Yeah. So
could have slammed it shut.
So I don't know. Obviously, the seniors had a little bit different etiquette going here. The 2 kids finished and broke right off the line and left the other kid. Up there all by himself.
He's on the island all by himself right now.
Yeah. What do you make of that? The seniors stuck up there together and allowed the guy to finish with.
They may have been too tired to walk off the line too. I don't know.
Well, and I mean that, look, in USA Archery, or in, I should say, World Archery, they're not allowed to stay up there. But
they just bail off the line.
This is not. All right, we're going to go down here and see what we got going on.
I think
for
they
scores.
were all feeling the pressure a little bit right there.
Absolutely. So
they're handling it well, but it's still a nerve-wracking.
All right, we had a little bit of a delay right there. We got Michael Holbert with a 27. Obviously, that dime size X gets a lot smaller going into the second or third end of X's.
And from where we're sitting, I actually thought his first one was right in the middle.
Right. 29 for Blaze Roughing.
I know the crowd oohed and awed when those arrows got closer to the red.
Yes.
The Super X is the only thing that scores as a 10. If you miss the bigger 10 now, the original Vegas 10,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Nope. I would actually like to see him change that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think if you miss the Big 10, you should be penalized for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Harris with a 28. 3rd place goes to Blaze Roughing. Congratulations to Blaze Roughing on finishing 3rd. And that's going to conclude the championship compound young adult. Let's go to the PSC leaderboard for confirmation.